The Pichu London Cup Series playoffs kicked off at Darlington Raceway for the running of the Southern 500, the first of 10 events in the 2023 playoffs to determine the champion. We have two open entries in near the back of the pack. First one is Adam Petty running a sprint throwback paint scheme as he ran with the Spree throwback in the race earlier this season here at Darlington. And behind him is Josh Berry in the 88 running a throwback Hellman's machine, as he didn't get to run with the throwback. Well, he did get to run with throwback, but he ran with the 25 in a Ricky Craven tribute paint scheme, but now he's running an 88 tribute paint scheme this weekend in the Southern 500. The 43 car, Eric Jones, brings out the first caution as he stalls onto the racetrack. An issue with the 43, and that brings out the caution. We did have a few laps of green before a wreck happens with the 24 William Byron getting spun around by Kevin Harvick and nearly going upside down. The 7 Corey LaJoie and the 31 car Justin Haley among those involved in the wreck. And we did have a few more laps of green before another caution occurred. The 34 car of Michael McDowell goes around, a big crash behind him. A couple cars are being piled up as well. Eric Amarola among those that are in the pileup. Huge crash with McDowell spinning around entering turn 2, and it was a huge crash. 77 car stalls out during the caution period. That is Ty Dillon. An issue with the 77 and forces him to stall during the caution. But stage 1 would be clean, and the 20 car Christopher Bell, who won the pole in this race, took home stage 1 in the number 20 car. No stage points are awarded here because of limitations, but if they were, Christopher Bell would have the most right now after stage number 1. It would help him out in the playoffs. You saw AJ Allmendinger get stalled out to bring out another caution, and then moments later, the 43 goes for a spin. His day goes from bad to worse as he's caught up in a wreck alongside the number 2 of Austin Cindric. Now here the restart, some drivers chose to pit, but the others stayed out. But the number 9 car, Chase Elliott, has an issue. He couldn't get his car fired up at the restart in stage number 2, and he has to go into pit road and takes a big hit in the points in terms of the playoffs. That's not what he needed to start off his playoff run, as he had more wins than any other driver this season, in the regular season I should say. But the 9 car, a pretty bad start for the playoffs for the team. Alex Bowman goes for the race lead. He just zooms on by, takes the lead away from Joey Logano. A nice move on the 48 car. He tries to pick up the points and maybe even the win to advance over to the next round in the round of 12. And then the caution flag would come out and more cars would stay out. Others would come to pit road to get their fresh tires before the end of stage number 2. And the 48 is elected to stay out to retain the lead. A couple cars behind him go on fresh tires. And it looks like the 1 car is going to try to pass Bowman, and he clears him with the fresher tires. He was one of the drivers that came to pit road during that caution period. The 48 car loses the lead, and now Truex Jr. goes up to 3rd position. You see the 3 car Austin Dillon, Morgan & Morgan running this weekend for the team. Dillon had to win at Daytona last weekend in order to get to the playoffs, but he's trying to make the most of this opportunity and trying to pick up as many points as he can, maybe even a win in the next 3 races to advance over to the round of 12. Wouldn't that be a journey? Him going from having to win the regular season finale to being a championship contender, that would make for a great story for this number 3 team. But the 1 car, Ross Chastain, has a problem. He was the leader, and now he has to go to pit road. He cut a tire. A tire goes down on the number 1 car. He loses the race lead before the end of stage 2. Tough break for the 1 car, and he's also going to lose out on some big points as the 19 car, Mark Truex Jr. takes the lead at the end of stage 2. And it looks like Truex is going to hold off the pack to win the stage here in the Southern 500. No stage points are awarded again, but stage 2 is getting a stage win is a lot of momentum for the team, and the 19 was able to do it. Another crash occurred just at the beginning of stage 3 as we have a spin with Ty Dillon and Michael McDowell. But a tough day for the 34 team among one of the playoff drivers in this field, and 34 is having a rough day, a rough start to the playoffs for that team. They're going to need to pick it up in the next 2 events in order to advance into the next round. Battling side by side for the lead as Joey Logano goes to the bottom of Martin Truex Jr. Logano trying to clear the 19 car. 19 gets a run on the outside lane, but into turn 1 in the braking zone. 22 clears him, gets the slide job done, and Truex Jr. takes the lead from the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. And moments later, the 48 car Alex Bowman would go for the lead as he takes it away from Joey Logano. Logano is the only driver that doesn't have a win that is in the playoffs, so Logano would love to get a win and get him into the next round, and wouldn't that be something for the 22 team? As they're going to go for the lead again on Alex Bowman, these two battling side by side in stage number 3, the last stage, to try to pick up that win and move on over to the next round. Logano's got her on the bottom. Here he comes for the lead on Bowman, and he's got a good run to try to clear him, and he clears him again. These two battling side by side. Both are trying to compete to win to advance to the next round. A great start for the playoffs for these two drivers. Bowman's going for the lead once again. Another side-by-side battle, and look who's in third place, Ty Gibbs. But believe it or not, Ty Gibbs is in the playoffs too. He won at North Wilkesboro earlier this season, and he's trying to pick up the state points as well. And now battling with Martin Truex Jr., he is joined into the mix between Logano and Bowman. And these guys have been battling side by side for most of stage 3. Incredible battling going on between Logano and Bowman. Both of them are trying to win to get in, and Logano has yet to win a race this season. So he's trying to get on the board and make a statement, trying to pull off a come-from-behind victory here today at Darlington to get him into the next round. Again, the only driver in the playoffs without a win this season. He wants to get on the board. Here comes Truex, though, for the lead. He just went by Bowman, and now Truex wants to take the lead from the 22 car, as Truex Jr. is trying to conquer and take the win here today at Darlington. But Logano gets a good run on the outside, and he keeps the lead. And now Truex Jr. goes to the bottom, and he takes the lead away again from the 22 team. These two battling side by side, a lot of battles for the lead here. But here comes Christopher Bell. What a comeback for him. He led most of the early part of the race, but pit road problems slowed him down, and now the 20 car is looking to make a comeback here to try to win this race from pole position. But drivers come to pit road near the end of the race. It includes the 20 car losing the lead. Now the 5 Kyle Larson has taken the lead off drivers cycling through the pit stops. There was the 20 and the 19 both coming down. And then a problem occurred as the 8 car Kyle Busch slows down and blows up, and his race is over. And off to a bad start for the 8 car as well. A lot of playoff drivers with issues to start off here at Darlington Raceway. Kyle Busch actually won here in the spring race at Darlington earlier this season, but he's not going to go for the sweep this year. And now on the restart, Kevin Harvick battling with Kyle Larson. The field shuffled up after drivers were taking pit stops, and then a caution came out, and now these guys are battling for the race lead. Here comes Harvick trying to win and get on the board. He missed the playoffs by not winning a race, so he's trying to win and make a statement. Doesn't need to make the playoffs to prove a point here, but the 5 car Larson takes the lead from the 4 of Kevin Harvick, and Bubba Wallace stands right behind him in second. And here he comes, the 23 of Bubba Wallace goes for the lead as he takes it from Kyle Larson, and also doesn't have a win this season. But Bubba's also trying to make a statement. A lot of drivers making statements here today at Darlington. And the lady in black as the 22 car Joey Logano works his way back up to the front as he got the fresher tires. And now he's back up into the front. But Bubba Wallace is not letting him go easily. He wants to win so bad. He has not won this season and is looking to get on the board here in 2023 for the number 23 team. But Logano fights back and is able to come back and recompose and take the lead away. Oh, but here comes Bubba again. Another battle side by side. Bubba Wallace retakes the lead again from Logano. 23 is not giving up that easily. He is winless along with Joey Logano, but the 23 hits the wall and opens the door for Logano to take the lead. And there's Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in second. And believe it or not, he is also competing for the win. And now the 47 has a problem as he blows up. The engine goes out as he was battling for the lead against Joey Logano. And the engine goes out, and a heartbreaker for Stenhouse as he was trying to win and pull off an upset. But the engine goes out and his race is done. A heartbreaker for that team. Caution came out late into the race as Kevin Harvick tangles with his teammate Eric Almirola, and Austin Dillon was among those hit as well. And then right after that, the 17 car Chris Buescher goes around, tangles up with the 48 Alex Bowman and the 20 Christopher Bell, the front runners early on, and now they get caught up and tangled up. And now Martin Truex Jr. has a problem. He has a broken valve and his race is over. Unbelievable. He was the leader to the caution with just a few laps to go, and the 19 has a problem with the valve and he loses the lead. A heartbreaker again for the 19. A lot of playoff drivers with issues here in this race. Less than 5 laps to go. Ty Gibbs briefly had the lead, but Joey Logano recomposes and takes the lead back from the 54 car. Now that Truex is out of the way, Logano, though, has probably the best car of the field as he's trying to hang on and try to pull off a shocking win here at Darlington Raceway as the white flag waves. Joey Logano, the only playoff driver without a win in the field, trying to get on the board and and make a statement for that 22 team. They're ready. They're hungry for a championship. They want another one. Logano hasn't won at all this season, but his consistency has put him into the playoffs. But now he finally will have a win to his name in 2023. Checkered flag comes out in the Southern 500. Joey Logano is your winner, and he is going to be the first driver in the round of 12 in the 2023 Pichu London Cup Series playoffs. Joey Logano makes a statement and takes the win here at Darlington Raceway. What an exciting finish and an exciting race all around, and we will see you guys next weekend for our second race of the round of 16 at Kansas. Until next time, we will see you later.